So, can you hear me now? Now? Okay, it should sound like a tin can. It's horrible. That is wacky. So, I can see it moving like it's getting info, but you couldn't hear me, even though I can see the game meter. How do I fix this? Give me a second. Let's see if this will even... I don't even know if I can do this, because most of the time once you start streaming, you can't change outputs or anything. I just want to move this output. How about now? Anything? Testing? Anything? Nothing? Wait! You can hear me. You're hearing me right now. Say Stroganoff if you can hear me. Thank you, General Strife. Chat, do you know what I just did? Let me verify this. So, sorry, just to derail us for a second. I walked over, unplugged this, brought it over here, plugged it in. I could see the VU meter going. So you guys say you can't hear me. And then I change it to this mic, which was the mic that I started, and now it's working. What sense does this make? Okay, so we're live, we're working. I am so sorry about that. I have no idea what is going on. Okay. You can hear me, right? You can hear me. I clicked on the menu again, but it sounds like you're eating the mic. It's bad? How is it? It's this mic. This is the mic I use for all of my videos. Okay, I can fix that. Give me a second. We'll just fix the gain. How about that? Is that better? Is that better? Oh my God, dude. I cannot stand when stuff doesn't work. But the biggest gaslighting is when I can see the input working on OBS, and yet you guys are saying you can't hear me. Oh God, I'm already in a bad mood. How's everybody doing this Saturday night? Gotta download Real Play. God, don't start that zero. I lived through those times. I saw that Kmart exclusive Snapfire pack in the background. Do I have that out here? I have one. You're talking about the red, white, orange, I think? I have that pack. Golden Freddy screamed. That'd be an awesome button to have. I want to have an actual Freddy. Like, he's over there. I don't want to get up and get him, but I want to have an actual, like, I'll get a green screen and I'll just have Freddy flip up and go and have the sound. Flywheel screeching, and he'll just pop up and go into the camera when I hit a button. Oh. First good weekend for car shows. It is a beautiful day. It was a beautiful last weekend too, but it's been especially good these last couple of days. I want to see what the forecast is like. Because yeah, I think we're finally out of the garbage. Yeah, it's gonna be real nice from here. Oh, thank goodness. It sucks when it's like, it was like, I think the last weekend we had a day where it went from like 32 degrees in the morning to 71 during the day. Pretty crazy. It's raining so hard right now. I mean, where you live, that's probably really nice, Supa. What's your thought on that one Buzzbee shell ejecting revolver behind you? It is awesome, but it is not worth trying to hunt one down unless you find it for cheap. I have not seen you do something with it for so long. I actually have like 5 or 6 of them now. But yeah, I saw somebody had one of these in green in the box, which I didn't even know there were green ones. And they had it in the package like that, which is nuts to me. I might be moving to Washington next year. Where do you nerf? I can't nerf here anymore, unfortunately. I had some dealings with some crazy local people that threatened me. So as much as I don't think they'll do anything, the problem is that I don't trust crazy freaking people. So I can't go to events or anything anymore. It really sucks, but goes to show you, like, I haven't been able to actually fight in a Nerf battle in like 2 years, and yet I'm still here doing what I do. Resilience. But, I mean, have fun. I'm sure there's, you can find one of the groups around here, the main group. I'm not going to advertise for them, but yeah. It's about to start raining here in Michigan. It still sounds like a kind of a night. I like the rain. I mean, I live in Washington. I have to like the rain. The 40-Box Lightning arrived on Thursday. I'm interested in getting a Brute Pro for some compact mags, but I don't know if I want to get a blaster. Brute Pro for some compact mags. Yes, it does take Brute Pro. I wait for a sale, Orange. Wait, I thought you lived in Alabama. Why the frick would I live in Alabama? For what I pay in rent, Alabama, I'd be able to own a mansion. Voice of the Void keyboard, finishing lubing the switches. I like my keyboard. I kind of want a new one. Kinda. When's the Doom Cannon coming out? July, what? 15th, I think? Something like that. Have you been lifting? I got a nice new 15-pound weight. It's called a baby. When my wife walked in from work, I was like, that's what I do in between rounds. Because, like, so I'm stuck down there watching him with the crib and all that kind of stuff. So I've been playing a little bit of Splatoon. And in between rounds, I'll pick up the baby and do some lifts because he wants uppies. Did you paint your Delta Pro? I did not. Baby works as effective weight. It is a 15-pound weight. Will you be picking up the new Eagle Point recolor? I'm not a huge fan of the Eagle Point. I know it was a popular blaster for Hasbro, but I am not that into the Eagle Point. Are you guys? Do you like it? Baby. So, I didn't have a strategy, although there are some things I want to do. I have blasters in front of me. I do kind of want to take this boy apart and put in the heavyweight spring. I don't know if I need to save that for a video or not. I guess I have the stream, but looking slimmer. You know, flattery will get you guys anywhere. I feel like there's no way I'm losing weight. I feel better than I did like 3-4 years ago. I don't feel as good as I did before COVID. Obviously, I was way lighter before COVID. I want to go back on keto. The problem is that meat, which is the cornerstone of keto, is far too expensive right now. So I really haven't been trying to do anything. I mean, I'm obviously a little bit more active because of baby, but I haven't really been trying to lose weight. So I appreciate, a lot of people have been saying that, and I appreciate that, but no, I still got plenty of flab on me. Have you been, no, maybe that's it. I'm just bulked up because I'm fatter. I'm actually so fat it's transcended time. Is it possible to measure the dimensions of your new blasters? Like for the videos? Because I feel like if you want to know the length of the Brute Pro, you just go to Walmart's website and it'll tell you. X-Shot range 8th in the Eagle Paint. I've seen that. I think it was like a $15, $16 blaster, but it was just a normal X-Shot revolver. It looked cool, but I mean, it's huge, it's long, but jacked wall. I mean, I've thought about it. Gaining muscle is really good for helping you lose weight because it burns up a lot more calories. But yeah, I don't really have a good way to facilitate that. And I have a kid, and I'm lazy. What about the Buzzbee Rapid Fire Tech? I'm trying to think of what one that actually is. Off the top of my head, which Buzzbee is that? Start raising rabbits for meat, small, compact, cost. Dude, so here's the problem, homely. I love bunnies. I want pet bunnies. And I have been told my entire existence that I can't have a pet bunny. So raising them for meat probably won't work. I was considering getting a couple of goats because there's just so much vegetation around here. They would live forever. They wouldn't have to do anything, just eat all the grass and trees and stuff like that. I don't know if I'll go through with that, but it was the thought. I don't know how much upkeep they actually take. What's the name of that blaster? This is the Hypersmith HS Strike T1, and it's awesome. But I think is there any chance these are 2.5 millimeter? Oh my God, they're 2 millimeter. You the 2 millimeter? You want to bet this is the 1 millimeter? Frick. Where's the 2? It's not here. I have 2.5 and 1.5. I don't have the 2. So I'm gonna have to probably use something stupid like this, which of course that fits perfectly. As far as I can tell with this blaster, the only way to swap out the spring is to take the entire thing apart. In the off chance anybody knows anything about this, please correct me, because it looks like you have to pull the entire blaster apart. Is the shell ejecting blaster. Shell ejecting lever. Oh my God, yeah. So, thank you. The reason why those things are so hard to remember is because Buzzbee has so many weird names and such a generic name. Get a ride on a goat, prehistoric lawnmower. Ride on goat. Oh, I missed Homely's comment up there. You can pet them before you eat them. I mean, you're built different, Homely. I don't know if I could do that. Obviously, I've never harvested an animal in my life. Could I do it? Probably. Do I want to do it? Not really. Would I consider doing it when my son is a little bit older and I can teach him, you know, how important food and what goes into making food and stuff is? Because there's no way that's how that works. I'm gonna try to only take out a couple of screws and see if I can get to it, because I feel like I could bend the front of the shell. That might be a lesson for the kiddo. is to, you know, get some kind of animal, raise them, and then harvest them. Will I do that? I don't know, but it is something I've thought about. If you had to order a hardware kit for a 3D printed blaster, where should you order it from? I've never worked with this person. I've never talked to them, but they're probably the only one that I know of that's never talked crap about me. So if they do, oh well, you fooled me. Bears Wares. That's my recommendation. They probably hate me, but I'll give them a shout out. I think you should buy it from Bears Wares. They're a smaller store that a lot of people have told me is really good. And I think they probably deserve a little bit of support. Monopolies are a bad thing, and I feel like we're quickly approaching a monopoly, especially when all the stores are kind of working together, which you think would be a good thing, but it's like one big guy and a bunch of little guys. So I feel like Bears Wares is the answer. I had no idea for a Ragefire backpack proton pack. Just need some motors and pivot thing. So, funny you should bring that up, because I've been playing Splatoon. And of course, I have devolved into my old ways, which is heavy splatling and mini splatling. As for which one I like more, I don't know if I'm able to tell you. That is somebody else can sound off in the comments if they know, but I feel like I like the heavy splatling. No, I feel like I like the mini splatling more than I like the heavy. I think I have both of them at 5 stars now. So I think I kind of want to go back into, because I have that, you've seen it in videos. Near the range, I have like a 5-gallon water jug full of rival rounds. Well, that was supposed to be for a heavy splatling build. And I have one of those packs that sprays rival rounds. And my thought was to use the container for that. And this can go 2 ways, so I'd actually like your opinions on this one. I was figuring I was gonna take the bottom, the feeder off of that, and mount it to the gallon jug, the 5-gallon jug. So all of the rival rounds could be in the 5-gallon jug. And then you'd hold basically like I don't want to go, what's the name of that thing? Punisher? I don't want to go Punisher. I have 5 Punishers. I don't want to go Punisher. I actually bought that minigun, the one that Dart Zone made, the Gelfire one. I can't remember what it's called. Stratus Pro, I think. I actually bought one of those for the sole purpose of using it to make, like, I wanted those barrels. I really underestimated how small those barrels were. I don't think those would fit rival rounds at all. It's also, like, it's tiny. The whole blaster is, like, that big. It's absolutely ludicrously tiny. It would work for a mini splatling, but I'm wondering, I could do this 2 ways. One way sounds good, but I still kind of partial to the other way. So the first way is rig up the pack to make it look like an Inkling ink tank. So all of the rounds are in the ink tank. As you fire it, you connect the hose to the blaster. As you fire it, the rounds go down. That is the easy way, and probably the most accurate. With the bonus points is, like, if I want to make another blaster from Splatoon, I can just use the same ink tank setup. Or I can take the feeder part of the pack and put it inside the blaster, the heavy splatling, and have all of the rounds inside the big, huge 5-gallon tank. That would be cooler, and it would be better in my head because it doesn't have a hose visible. And I could just print, I've seen 3D printed ink tanks. Obviously, the optimum way would be to have two packs and do both. But I would like your opinions on this. See you, Aiden. Siren Null updated. Oh, you had to bring up Siren, didn't you, Diego? Well, good on them. Short darts are better as long as they're old enough and they don't take out somebody's eye. Man, Siren has been a sore spot for me these last couple of days. Can anybody guess why? Just ordered a Nave hardware kit. Seems like he's been having some serious issues with his website. I don't know. I don't have any. I've heard nothing but good things. Hey, how is that ZWQB car? It's okay. It's okay. I haven't really put too much thought into it. I still like the HQ one, but I don't think you can get the HQ one anymore. What do you recommend an air tank for Nerf modding? Ooh, that's a hard one. You want like a Buzzbee Big Blast. That's kind of like the solid recommendation. Is there any new air tank that would be better than that? I don't think so. Some people go Titan. The problem with Titan is they are huge, but they have a very slow air release. The best would be the Mazuka's air tank. Blast Zuka, though. That's true. I like the Siren now, but I need a better priming handle. So maybe a V-twin barrel. Funny you mentioned that. I actually have a V-twin barrel. It's still mini splatling sized because I want to make it proportional. And my actual idea was to use the body of a Prometheus, because I have like 4 Prometheus right now. Use the body of a Prometheus because one has like the battery and everything. It kind of already has a splatling body look to it. It has the back grip. It just needs the foregrip. It has a foregrip. It needs the splatling foregrip. A part I would have to either like design or it shouldn't be that bad. I was gonna have the external tank blow rounds into the internal hopper. And so that would make it a way easier feeding. But, so I don't know why this keeps happening. Happened about a month ago. I found out why. Now there's another one. And I'm having the same issue where a lot of people have been talking crap about me. And I struggle to understand the hypocrisy of this community. And I'm not trying to throw shade. I just feel like it's somewhat deliberate. I did my video on the Siren stuff. I wasn't gonna do a video on the Blink because I was mad at the company because they hadn't paid me in like a year. But I did the video on the Gnarl and the Muller. Not a single thing I said in those videos was like retracted or held back. I got paid to do a video I wanted to do. It was that's way better than any advertisement. It's way cooler than getting like a CNC machine and having to do a video. I got new blasters that they were really good, especially for the price point, especially when they came out about 2 years ago. They got delayed. That's the sucky part, but the video is about 2 years old. That's around just before the summer of the Nexus Pro X. But I did that video. I loved it, had a ton of fun. Siren had 0 corrections for me. They loved my video so much they used it to show other stores. My video was the one maybe they showed others, I don't know, but they told me they used my video to show stores like, hey, you should carry this product that we developed. Here's what an expert has to say. And I stand by every single thing I said in that video. Does anybody have a problem with that? Because if you have a problem with a $30 pump action magazine fed blaster hitting 280 FPS out of the box, I don't know what to tell you. I said the grip was an affront to God. I also pointed out it sucks that you can't put any kind of muzzle stabilization on it without modifying it. And yet, I have a sudden wave of people talking crap about me, and I find out another YouTuber did a video calling it the worst Nerf blaster there is. And in that YouTuber's video, Even they said it was a $12 blaster. It's so bad, it's a $12 blaster. And then they show, but out of the box, it can hit like 280 FPS with an impressively low standard deviation, which is something I don't even really touch on because foam darts are so inherently flawed that it's like, when I have like, I go like 250, 249, 230, 160, 250. It's like, okay, the 160 one was probably worn or it was a defect or something like that, which is really common because these darts are not held up to a super high standard unless you're getting the really expensive darts that 99% of you will never use. Because not many of you want to go spend $30 on 200 darts, fire 200 darts, which I can do in a couple of minutes, and then hope you get half of those back at a bare minimum. Hopefully. And even then, after you've used them once, they're ruined and you'll never get that perfect consistency ever again. And I'm sitting here wondering how I am the villain for doing a video where it's like, what did I do? Did I have somebody off screen, like behind me, and I was shooting blanks and I used animation tools to like make my darts hit the screen and I lied about it? No, I didn't. That was all real. And you could tell by the performance of the video, they were somewhat accurate. In fact, I would say remarkably accurate for not having muzzle stabilization, and they hit really hard. And for some reason, the community decided that this is not okay. They are the worst company. The grip is terrible. The prime is kinda crunchy. Kinda. It's really not that bad. I have felt far worse. A modded Nexus Pro X feels worse to me than a Siren Molar. But when you're talking about again, I wouldn't pay more than like 30 bucks for this blaster. And there's been plenty of times you can get them for as low as $12. I've seen it. We were talking about getting Siren Blinks for $12, but you can get an off-the-shelf, you can literally go to your local Target and buy one of these blasters. Now it's Walmart. And I think Walmart has kind of jumped up the prices. I think they're like $50 now, which honestly, I wouldn't pay. I wouldn't. I don't think it's worth that. But at $30, this is before the Nexus Pro X2. At $30, you can get a really good blaster out of the box that could use some TLC. And if they would have done a second gen and basically just fixed the turnaround, because a lot of people had issues with the turnaround popping loose, fix the O-ring, which is, I think, a fairly easy thing to fix. I don't know why that was such a turning point, but yes, they can pop off. It hasn't happened to me. It did happen to Danny, because me and Danny were talking to each other when we were reviewing these blasters, but it wasn't like a huge deal. All this stuff, it's like, people are calling these the worst blasters, and then they're showing like, oh, it's a $12 blaster, hits 280 FPS out of the box and is super consistent. But it's the worst blaster in the world because the prime is a little crunchy and the grip's uncomfortable. Have we really fallen so far that that's not an amazing thing? Can you imagine telling somebody the sentence that I just did and them thinking, oh, that's awful, I would never, it's the worst blaster ever. Have we really fallen that far? Now, maybe this upsets me more because I am somebody who consistently through the years has been very excited to see low cost, good blasters. I do not give a flying F about the Nexus Pro X. Why? Because I have things that will make that blaster garbage in comparison. And yet I'm super excited when these good blasters come out. Why? Because it means you can get a really good blaster. It lowers that barrier of entry. No longer do you need to spend $300 something on a bunch of parts from China, have them show up and custom make your own blaster with all these parts, or God help you actually have to mod with like epoxy putty, surgery all over, carving magazine wells into Chronoses. No longer do you have to do that. You can, like, we went from doing that to buying a whole bunch of parts and building our Prophecy Rs to having off-the-shelf blasters like the Nexus Pro, which were cool, but let's be frank, the Nexus Pro feels like garbage, especially if you've used anything past the Nexus Pro. It doesn't mean that you can't grab a Nexus Pro right now, go out and use it and have yourself a good time, especially if you like the blaster. But I think just about anyone who's touched any other blaster past the Nexus Pro will be like, yeah, the Nexus Pro feels like garbage. It's a way heavier prime, it's a way sloppier prime, it's a way crunchier prime for less performance than what you can buy nowadays. Off the shelf, we're talking about Nexus Pro X, huge upgrade, massive upgrade, game-changing upgrade. And we've lived, like, even with the, what was that thing called? I'm pretty sure I hit like 250s with my modded, the long shot, the X-Shot long shot. I think I hit like 250 in my video mod on it with just a spring and a barrel upgrade. Yeah, the plunger tubes explode. Okay, I spent $8 on a plunger tube. And if something else breaks, buy another Nexus or long shot and throw all your new parts in it. You're still going to save yourself so much money, and maybe you'll find one that won't break and will last forever. And is that the wrong opinion to have? I'm really confused about this development, and I don't know why I'm personally being, you know, slandered across the entire Nerf ecosystem when I wasn't even the only one who did a video on this iron stuff. Nobody else pops up but yours truly. And like every other person did a video on it. Why do you think I have such problems? We should be policing our own, but we don't. We're just like, oh, you're crapping on Walcom? I don't like that guy, so let's talk crap about him together publicly in a Discord server and then just say a bunch of lies without any proof to back it up. Why is this a thing that we tolerate in this community? If you don't like me, that's fine. That's whatever. I can't make you like me. You can talk to me, and I can tell you to your face why you probably don't like me, or you can ask me and I can tell you. But in reality, when you just slander a content creator and you don't back it up at all, not at all, and you purposely obfuscate information, you do your absolute best to make me look like some kind of crazy nut job, when I'm one of the most accessible, down-to-earth people that you can talk to. You can tag me in my Discord. It's not cool when you do that, but you can do it. And I'll probably see the message, and I might respond, I might not. You can send me an Instagram message. I will probably read it. I might not respond, because every single time I respond to an Instagram message, you get put into my inbox. And after I answer your one thing, it goes like, so how are you doing, Walcom? Walcom, do you like the Jolt? Walcom, do you like this? And it's like, I have to, like, I don't want to just tell you to like piss off, but I answer your question and I'm enthusiastic to answer your question, but then you annoy me. Like, I hate to say it annoys me because I'm so privileged for this. It is amazing that so many people go, hi, Walcom, sup, every day. And that is like the most, as a person, it's like the most grating. He's like, please just tell me in your first message what you want from me, because I have to deal with a whole bunch of people doing like what's the word for this kind of talk? But it's like, it doesn't lead anywhere. It's like, hey, how are you? Oh, I'm good. How about you? I'm good too. And then you say what you actually want. And I wish you'd just go to the say what you actually want, because it's a lot easier on me. But I feel terrible. That thought hurts me because I'm so privileged to have so many people that will take time out of their day just to go, sup, Walcom. I hate it. I need to unscrew my own brain. But this whole thing where it's like I wake up to this new wave of hate all over the internet because somebody made a video, and even in their own video, they did something that I would argue makes the thing that they're saying is the worst ever look like one of the best things you could get. And there's like, how far have we fallen where I feel like we're almost doing this on purpose? Like there's an agenda. Now, I'm not saying it's a great, perfect, amazing, like at the time it was actually really amazing because this was before the Nexus X2 and stuff like that. Or Nexus Pro X, you get it. But it's even then, even 2 years later, a $30 off-the-shelf blaster that hits 250 plus, I'll lower that to 250. I got 280s. A lot of reviewers got 280s, 270s plus. But let's just single me out. How is that awful? How is that even remotely bad? I don't care if it didn't have a grip. I don't care if you had to prime it like that and shoulder fire it. It would still be an amazingly good blaster for a lot of people. There's no doubt that Siren screwed up. They obviously had problems because they had to delay the blasters. And how did I know about that? How would I have known about that? And how would I know all these problems they were gonna have when the ones I got from them that were factory samples worked awesome? And it's incredibly frustrating that as a community, we don't call this stuff out. And I think like that's one of our biggest flaws. We should be calling this stuff out. We should be like, hey, no, that like, if you want to have a discussion on it, that's fine. But it's like, my goodness, I am so sick of this. It's like, I do nothing, and I am public enemy number one.
Let's rock.
All right. Oh, crap, there's a super chat. Red Guardian X, you should take a look at, yeah, I skimmed through it, because I asked, like, dude, where's all this, like, new hate about, oh, this person did a video? I'm like, oh, God, I gotta deal with this now. And then I watched it, and even then I was like, oh, it's the worst blaster ever, but it's hitting 270 plus FPS out of the box, and you said it was a $12 blaster. Is it because you have tens of thousands of dollars in Saber stuff? You forgot where you came from? You forgot humble origins? You can't see the value in a $30 blaster that can hit 280 FPS and then mod it and get even better performance? Like, that's the funny thing, is like, we're not even talking about upgrading barrels, upgrading springs, reloading everything, fixing the turnaround, like just putting glue and stuff in there, making sure it's rock solid, there's no air leaks. All these things you could do that would take you an afternoon, again, and you're still way under the price point of basically anything else in its weight class. What is the cheapest 250 plus FPS? You could say it's an Nexus Pro X2 with the spring, or the Striker 2.0 with the spring. That's fair. But those weren't out when that blaster came out. That is true. Those were not out. So let's go back 2 years. What's the cheapest? You're talking about worker Harriers. $180, $200 plus blasters to hit that. And this thing would do it out of the box. Out of the box, it's stronger than a worker Harrier from worker. That's nuts. Why are we not celebrating this? I understand, like, it shouldn't have these issues. Fair enough. I agree. It should not have issues. It should not have an abysmal grip. It shouldn't be crunchy to prime. Sure, I agree with you 100%. Does that still mean that it's not worth picking up and modding one when you'll save literally like $100-something? You don't even have to buy parts from anywhere. You just need to fix their own issues. I'm not saying their video was bad. I'm saying, like, I feel like it was really disingenuous. I feel like they owned themselves with their own point in the video halfway through. And I think that, like, if I uploaded that, maybe I have been that hypocritical. I would like to know. If I have been, please reach out to me, and I will either own it up and, hey, I'll make a post saying, hey, I was wrong. But I'm still thinking that I'm not on this one.
Let's rock.
And it sucks. And I'm tired of, like, we throw shade at other YouTubers when it's like, I was the only one that was affected when, like, everybody else did a video that was sponsored by Siren. I wasn't the only one. I don't even think Danny had a video way more popular than mine. Granted, nobody watches Danny's in our community because Danny skews his stuff more towards the common man. And wouldn't you know it, he's also the most popular of any of us. Gotta hate okay, slop shorts. Yeah, I've seen those. No, don't stop at the Doom Cannon. So you can keep asking. I don't have a Doom Cannon yet. Maybe you should be adding Nerf on, like, Instagram, telling them send Walcom a Doom Cannon. I bet you if everybody in this stream did that right now, Nerf would probably send me a Doom Cannon. Lidl's Hydra looks really cool. I did see that. It is a very, very nice. Lidl does amazing work. Siren had an awesome first batch for first blasters. Again, that's also something that should be considered. It is a first blaster batch. But we do need a second batch. I do think they should have taken criticism and gone up there. So I've taken out 6 screws. Now I can open up my barrel like this. Hopefully this means I can get to the spring. And I think I can. I think we are being quite harsh on Brown, but he does very in-depth. No, he does really in-depth stuff. Absolutely, he does. You can criticize a lot of things about what I do and a lot of things about what he does, but bar none, he tries to be, and I don't, mind you, he tries to be one of the most comprehensive analytical channels on this. He does entire videos just on darts. Do you think I would do that? No, I'm not intelligent enough to do that. Brad definitely is a lot better at that than I will ever be. And his channel absolutely should be cherished for that fact. I just don't understand why he did this video and in his own video kind of owned himself on it, and he does that with a smile on his face and doesn't realize the hypocrisy there. Like, I cannot be the only person who thinks that was an incredibly hypocritical video. I cannot. If I am, I've messed up somewhere. Because I was very much wondering why the heck that video was the way it was. I even had to stop it and be like, you just said it was a $12 blaster that was the worst ever, and now you're saying it hits 270 plus FPS out of the box with a surprisingly low standard deviation. How do you, I wouldn't have even included, at that point in my video, I would have went, crap. Like, I understand if you're like, you're being facetious, you're being like animated, you're pulling a whatever it's called, make a string in a yarn or whatever, make it a story. But unfortunately, your videos don't convey that, like, at all. So if you were, and it was all a big goof and I just didn't understand the joke, then yeah, I'm dumb. I'll say that straight up. I'm pretty stupid. But your video doesn't do a good job of conveying that. And I just feel like, you know, sending a bunch of people who are then go see my video, like, oh yeah, this Walcom did a video on that, he's the worst, he lies about everything. What did I lie about? Show me, tell me, make it known what I lied about. I'll gladly accept. I understand people just don't like me, but I don't understand why every single time I have to deal with people don't like me, I just see nothing but false truths. Like, or, oh, Walcom did a Temu ad, so he's Hitler. Man, I just can't catch a break, guys. I was so excited to actually get this thing out of the shell, and I actually don't think I can. Oh, no, I can. Oh, gimme. I'm gonna try a little bit, but if this actually doesn't come out... Yeah, it looks like you have to take the whole thing apart. I mean, I'm already there. I might as well. Lord Revan, power to you, but please go enjoy your prom. Do not get the out of here. Lord Revan, I'm gonna ban you so you go back to your prom. Thank you, but please go enjoy. People need to remember that we give our own opinion unless you have a right to disagree. Well, apparently I don't have an opinion because I was paid. The weird thing about that is, like, I only accepted that whole sponsorship because I really liked what they were doing. And there was no way to know about the issues they were going to have. I had no way of knowing that. It's not like they were a new company. I knew NSI. And obviously I haven't had contact from them in like a year and a half. Like I have no tie. Like, I'm not defending them to White Knight. I'm being entirely honest. Like, if I'm wrong about this, let me know. But I'm pretty sure I have my head on straight for this one, and I feel like we're really losing ourselves here. We can't, I'm like 20 videos behind. There's no way people are that starved for content. It's to the point where it's like, I kind of want to do a video talking about this whole fact, because it's like there were 2 YouTubers that did this is the worst blaster ever. I know they're friends. I know they talk. I know they're in the same group chats and Discords. And yet, I feel like both of them were kind of lying through their teeth. I don't want to, I understand the bad sides of the blaster, and I don't necessarily defend them, but all of that is thrown out when it was a $30 blaster brand new. And if you go deeper, again, you can get them, you've been able to get them multiple times for like under like 15 bucks. And here's Chris Cartaya, whom I'm pretty sure was also like, yeah, this iron stuff's garbage. It's like, Chris, from anyone, would be like a 280 FPS off-the-shelf pump-action magazine-fed slam-fire primary, and we're calling this the worst blaster ever because it's a little not smooth. Like, I just can't, chat. It's blowing my mind. I feel like we've lost ourselves. I feel like we've started down a dark path if that's the way things are going to be from now on. The Gnarl, I thought was really cool. And actually, I think that Gnarl was the one where I was like, there are so many options for this, but this is, at the time, basically the smallest mag-fed pistol you can get. That has not been true for a while now. There's so many other options out there. People still love, there's one screw right there I didn't take out. People still love that blaster. What is that weapon from God on your desk? I have no idea what you're talking about. Are you talking about the orange thing, the O thing? This is a Hypersmith Strike T1. It's the Shrike. I just realized it's the Shrike, not the Strike. I can't read. No other blaster off the shelf. No other blaster still off the shelf does that. Okay, we're finally in. Good to know. The turnaround. Ooh. That's not good. That's definitely not good. Oh no. No. Oh, son of a Dill Dickelson 9000. Okay, we have a problem. This is really bent right now. Hopefully that does not break. Or deform. Of course you're a different damn thing. How do I not have you screw up? There we go. Okay. We're good. We're not good. Okay, I need to get you out. Nope, bigger than that. What is the worst aftermarket blaster you've never... The Geon, I was actually really excited for, and then I found out it was crap. And I got one, and it was awful. Like, imagine me saying the Geon was an okay, just misunderstood blaster. It's not, it's garbage. It's absolute trash. Go to that video, there's people defending it in that video. There are people like, oh, the Geon isn't that bad. That is still, I think, one of the worst blasters. It's like a $40... and it was supposed to be on store shelves. Unfortunately, it never hit store shelves. But it's like a $40 blaster that barely worked. It was so bad, the company pulled it and stopped selling it because everybody who bought one was complaining about it. That's a bad blaster. That is an awful piece of foam munitions. Right? Like, I think we can all agree, unless there's something I am missing. The Geon is, irredeemable. It doesn't even, like, some people are like, it looks cool. So buy a cheap, go buy one of those, like, Walmart plastic 1911s that just go pew pew, make laser gun sounds. Why buy a $40 or $50 terrible feeling, terrible ergonomics, terrible performance? You can't really even mod it to be better. It's just garbage. Like, how are we defending that? I wanted a Geon until I heard about it. Was gonna get a pair, I agree. I wanted one. I tried to find one, and it was on Target for like 4 minutes and then disappeared. Please tell me I don't have to take all these screws. All this for a spring swap is a lot. It's a lot to ask. All of this. Yeah, I gotta take out the other side too. Man, this is not cool. How often do you swap springs though? I know if you have like one blaster, you'll do it a lot. But for me, and for a lot of people, it's like I have so many blasters. I have a different I have a different pump action magazine fed blaster for every single possible, like, velocity cap. Someone could put an internal contraption on to turn it into a lever action. This could, yeah. Did Hyper deserve the hell? Does it have potential? I have a video that it will be a sponsored one, and I'm trying a little bit harder on this one because my sponsor videos have not worked recently. People seem to really not like them. Oh no, I don't have, I'm at my desk. I can't even see what just happened. I'm willing to bet it was classic for real with $1. It was classic for real with $1. That Drake meme, do not want Mauler, but yes on Gion. Yes, very much. Thank you for the $1, classic for real. Yeah, I don't... Man, that is a weird spring. I'm pretty sure this is a downgraded spring. It's covered. It's gonna be impossible to see, but it's actually wrapped in like vinyl. The upgrade spring, or what I assume was an upgrade spring, isn't. Because there's 2 other springs that came with it. And this one is, yeah, that's way stiffer. I hope that not having that vinyl on there, please tell me I did just drop a screw. Okay. The turnaround being plastic, I'm not a fan of, but everything else is metal. Well, the plunger rod is what looks to be Delrin. Plunger head is some kind of white plastic that doesn't look to be Delrin. I'm not doing a video just on Hyper. I'm doing a video called Nerf Has a Dart Problem. And I'm just gonna go over all of the darts. Man, that's a really stiff spring too, but I'm almost certain that's stiffer. Yeah, that's definitely lighter. Let's hope I'm not wasting my time here. Although it would be par for course if I was. I want to point out how many different ammo types NERF has made just since Elite. And how many of them are still around. And why they're gone, and if they did anything. My opinion is like pretty much no. There's exceptions. Vortex was pretty good. Actually, I think Vortex was the only good one. I know that's a hot take, but bear with me. Mega, NERF Mega, it's just bigger dart. It is great. Most Mega Dart blasters, I think, were pretty good. Most. The problem I have with it is that, again, it's not like NERF Mega did really anything different than what standard NERF Elite did. Like, it did the same thing, but bigger. And I have a problem with that. I'm sorry to say, but I do have a problem with that. Be careful on the torrent. I had 3 and every one of them exploded. Wow. I have a lot of torrents now. I should test that. Rival was good. That is factual. I'm not gonna say Rival was bad. That Rival is like my quintessential, like, everybody talk crap about Boomco because it didn't fire the same darts as everybody else, yet everybody loved Rival. I can't be the only one that finds that a little weird, right? I cannot be the only one. There's no way I was the only person who saw that to be a little weird, a little wild. And that's kind of the whole thing, is that I want to point out, like, my biggest problem with, like, NERF Ultra, and again, I honestly liked a lot of NERF Ultra, but the problem with NERF Ultra is that it never did a single thing that wasn't done better in NERF Elite. Like, or that's not true, but I mean, like, NERF Ultra never did anything unique. Somebody's gonna be like, well, what about the Ultra Selects? Like, that could have been an Elite blaster. There's no reason why it couldn't have been an Elite Blaster other than Hasbro didn't want to make an Elite Blaster. You could convert a Select to be an Elite Blaster. So what's the point of the Select then? And that's the problem. It's like, what are the points of these blasters, like N-Series, that arguably don't do anything different? They're just the same blasters firing a different projectile. They never do anything with the projectile that warrants having that projectile. And I have a problem with that. I've always had a problem with that. I think a lot of people have talked about this, but I don't think it's really come across as much as it should have. Because now we have NERF Elite back, right? And everybody's happy about that. Except for the problem is we have NERF Elite back. In the couple of years that Hasbro has basically forsaken NERF Elite, they could have fixed NERF Elite, right? In fact, here's the problem. I'm not 100% on this, but didn't they already fix NERF Elite with what's called AccuStrike? Oh man, how does this go back in? Well, there's a flat spot, so there's really only one way it could go. I just spent so much time getting that in there, and it just sprung out on me. This spring is annoyingly long. They need half Elite without the hollow head. They just need to have a good dart. Like, at this point, so, since, I want to say the Super Dart, right? The Adventure Force Super Dart. Since the Super Dart, NERF Elites have been, like, granted, somebody could be like, well, waffle heads and all those things. Those were better in every way. I will not disagree, but the problem is, like, you had to buy those online. You couldn't buy those for $10 for 200 of them off a store shelf at Walmart. That is the problem with the concept of like NERF Elite coming back in 2026. It should have been, they absolutely know that NERF Elite is the worst dart on shelves. Even X-Shot has rectified their darts with the air pocket darts. All of these munitions are cheaper than what NERF is trying to sell you, and better in every single way. Why are they releasing NERF Elite again? It's a valid question. Why are we still dealing with NERF Elite when they've already passed NERF Elite with AccuStrike? And if I had 100 brand new AccuStrike darts, I'd love to test them. I could buy knockoffs, but they're not the original NERF thing. I remember NERF AccuStrike being better in every way. Oh, this is rough. Oh, this is very rough. Oh no. Oh no. Get in there! Ugh. Okay, I think we're good. Okay, that's a lot of pre-compression. That's a lot of potential shenaneries, but I think we're good. Which one of these is for the barrel? It has to be the top one, right? No, I think that's too small for a barrel. Yeah, that's obviously the way it goes. Rubber gasket things to hold barrels and stuff in there, while also being resistant to damage. That's pretty cool. Not only did that just pop loose, it shot the spring over there. That's gonna be fun to figure out. Okay, so this obviously goes like this, but the problem I'm having here is that, like, this clearly can't go in here. Oh, Jesus. What is the issue here? Flip that around? I mean, maybe it's that. That doesn't make much sense, but that does work. Okay. So now I have to fire and trigger spring. It's a good thing I have the wireless mic. Oh, that's annoying. Other than that, it's good. It's back together with the powerful spring. Wrecked Jury is really good. I'd recommend getting one if you can use it at your local war. Why can't they just make a mag for it? I mean, I don't think a sealed breech would work. You'd still have to operate it manually to chamber a dart. Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, no. It is a hilariously long spring. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, I found it. Oh, Lady Luck, be kind. All right. Gotta admit, that's one hell of an assembly. Like, bad? It's kind of gnarly. It's not great. If I had one flaw with this blaster, that's it. It is a pain in the jorblots to take apart and reassemble. Are you saying I did like a bad job or something? I mean, probably. All right. The Shrike. I thought it was the Strike. I mean, you can understand. There's no way you'll be able to read that. But I thought it was the HS Strike. Need a backsplash on that table. I mean, this is the presenting table. It wasn't meant to be used for this. Otherwise, I'm at the computer on a green screen. It's really not that complicated. You'd get it pretty quick. I think you're really selling yourself short on this one, buddy. It's a pretty standard system. I think these screws are all the same size. I got my Outlaw the other day and it has not left my hand. Well, it's a good thing that you like that one. I personally, I don't think the Outlaw is a bad blaster. I'm still really annoyed. Everybody kept bringing up the Outlaw during the video on the Delta Pro. And the funny thing about the Outlaw is everybody bought one, right? Or everybody bought two, let's be fair. The problem with the Outlaw is like, it's powerful enough, but it's really not ergonomic. Because like, it's just got the wrong angle for the hammer and the grip and everything like that. It's arguably better than the Hammer Shot. I think the Hammer Shot's not great ergonomically, but anyway, I don't know. I think I talked to Radioactive. They're not here, unfortunately, unless they are and I just missed them. But Radioactive has like a 220 FPS Hammer Shot, apparently. I will believe it when I have it in my hands. I've said that several times. But anyway, the Outlaw can't really be modded. Like, you can. Maybe I'm wrong. Somebody please correct me. If there's like a super obvious, easy, new, insanely powerful mod for the Outlaw that I just completely missed. But I'm pretty sure I talked to Radioactive and they were like, yeah, you can't really mod it. And so the Delta Pro kind of wins on virtue. Granted, it's a completely different blaster for a completely different setup. The Delta Pro wins on virtue of it can take a mod. I mentioned the Outlaw, and I'm over here talking about the Blitzfire, which I think is better. See, they're two different blasters, though. So the thing with a lot of people, and it's like, I'm not trying to, I definitely am not trying to be that person that says everything is awesome. We have a couple of those yes men in the hobby that blatantly lie about literally everything because they just want to be on the good graces of everybody, which means their opinions are never told to you truthfully. They will hype, and I'm accused of that. I don't know why, because it's not even remotely true. I've said plenty of blaster are bad, but when it comes to things like the Delta Pro, when you think about it for a quarter of a second, it is way easier to use. Magazines, believe it or not, people, especially, and we're talking about how many hundreds of people I have like handed a blaster to and they're brand new to foam flinging. And magazines are hard to understand. Magazines are also something that's like, you can't just, even if you went to the store right now and you bought a Nexus Pro X2, and let's say you're lucky enough, like at Quintic, because he's the one who sent me the footage of the Blitz, the Delta Pro being on store shelves. My Walmarts do not have them on store shelves. I had to order mine for store pickup 45 minutes away. And I picked it up on my way to Easter dinner with the in-laws. But those blasters are like, you're talking about buying a Nexus Pro X2. It only comes with one mag, so you'll have to buy the upgrade kits you're lucky enough to have. So you're buying another $15, $30 in mags. Okay, good. Then you gotta buy all the darts to support that, which is hundreds. If you're gonna use magazines, like, you can use a revolver and just pick up darts that are shot at you. You are not doing that with a magazine-fed blaster. You're not only going to open yourself up for a very bad time, you can take, I have it like right here. That's good. You can take this SOB, put darts in it. We're empty. I got darts all over the place. Yeah, I do have darts all over the place. So, you can take this SOB. You can put one dart, two dart, and we have two shots. 100%, when I prime this, it will load the next dart in. And then you can also just like look around and start picking up darts. You are not doing this with your magazine fed one, because you're opening yourself up to get a bad dart that's gonna jam your entire system. And this is way easier to do that with. Then, you can also, unlike a lot of other blasters out there, this one's not perfect at it, but you can have this primed, ready to go. It's loaded, triggers on, safety, and still load this bad boy up. You can still pick up darts and load it. Doesn't matter. Now it's full. Turn the safety off, fire it. That right there gives this thing its own category of use. You may not need it, you may not want it, or you may like it and want it for that. And I think I explained this pretty good in my video, but that gives this blaster its own lease on life. And I want to point out, this is with the modded spring. Now, somebody did message me saying when they modded their spring, their trigger was impossible. This is a smooth prime and the trigger's fine. I have no issues with it. So that right there gives this blaster its own purpose. If you have everything, you may not need this. You may not want it, you may not care for it. But if somebody was like, I want to get into foam flinging right now, like right this second, I could recommend a Fury X. I still probably would. If the Fury X was on store shelves at my local Walmart for 12 bucks, I would say buy two Fury X's. Especially when you have to order the upgrade kit online for this thing, but this still has its uses. It's a revolver, and it's very inexpensive, and it's pretty powerful. Now keep in mind, Fury X's, I modded my Fury X, I couldn't get above 170s. This only hits about 170. But I have a feeling this can go further. I think this can hit 200 FPS no problem. Somebody already told me they took a Swift, I think, or a Kunlun 2.2 upgrade spring and shoved it in here and got better performance. That's fine. I think the weakness is the barrel. And it may be difficult to get a new barrel in here because of those grooves. I don't have a lathe. I also heard from somebody these grooves are not required. To be honest, I haven't tried it. We should probably freaking try it. So let's actually take a second before we see what this orange boy is gonna do. Let us remove our one screw. Like, do I have my... Crap, I don't think I have my pliers over here. Oh no. Crap. Oh, pliers, where are you? I need you right now. You know what? I thought the song would work. The song did not work. What are the odds they're at the shooting bench? Where? Because I used them in that video. But they're not here. Okay, hold on. Let me step out from the stet. Pliers. Where ye be? You are not there. Ah, you are over here on the table. The tablet. All right. All right. So we take out our pliers and we pull out. Again, it's a little hard to see, but the barrel has rings on it. This might be too much barrel, but I had it sitting around. Crap, that worked. Okay. Okay, I'm like, where did our lonesome screw go? So, as far as I know, that works. Oh, that was not the right screw. It wasn't? Okay, I don't know what's going on there with that screw, but as you can see, the barrel's wiggly. So, shoot, let's try it. Granted, we're kind of just eyeballing this. That didn't seem very good. All right, Freddy. Give me a couple of shots, because that might be too much barrel. It's not a lot. Everybody cheer for Freddy! These aren't exactly great darts either. Ugh. 98. 120. 134. All right. Man, that is the wrong screw. Hopefully I can back that out. That is definitely not it, Chief. But we're talking about a barrel this long versus one that's this long. And I think about here is probably optimal. Not much more, but enough more. I don't have one available at the moment. I probably do somewhere, but that I just confirmed that you can, in fact, put a different thing in there. Man, what is with this screw right now? Are you sure that's not the same screw? Man, it looks real similar, bro. So if that's not the right screw, where's the right screw? Because that looks really like it's the only normal Phillips head just chilling here on the table. But that did not go in right. That's gotta be it. I'm just gonna put it in. Still good? Still good. All right. Yeah, I think somebody else. I'd like to see like Radioactive play with one of these, because I feel like it can. In my heart of hearts, I feel like it could do better. Yeah, looks like it's not required. I thought it would be. I was like gonna fire up the CNC and try to carve those rings in it because I don't have a lathe. Freddy's pretty beat up. Took a minigun to the face. One does not simply take a minigun to the face. What about tube fed, quickly swappable tubes? There's not a blaster that does that as far as I know. Through some okay, I missed something. What the fall of Cheebs is talking about. Fury X is that the O-ring on the pusher gets dislodged, which makes darts jam. Okay, I haven't had that problem. Was gonna play with it, but after they made a power stock, he lost interest. That's a weird hill to die on. That's a really weird hill to die on. I'm somewhat perturbed by that. It's crazy that the Charger is now a few years back. Man, time flies. I feel like that was a nice idea, terrible execution of a rival blaster. Yeah, I just got a BK2S1 enough it's normal to be so loud. I mean, yeah, AEGs aren't quiet, that's for sure. But that's also the short one, right, Austin? Osteo, sorry. I'm looking at a tiny screen and I don't have my glasses on. It's probably louder because it's a shorter barrel and stuff, if I'm not wrong. Sorry to hear that, Arthur. Are you playing eugenics? Because it sounds like your grandparents constantly have cats dying and disappearing. And it sounds like they're playing eugenics, like they're feeding the cats to the coyotes. All right. Bolt action is just easier. So the thing about this blaster is it can do both pump and bolt action. I'm gonna go with bolt action. Let's see what we're cooking with here. Full auto. Yeah, I think I messed with mine. It's the same thing as the doesn't feel that much worse. I think I messed with mine when I was trying to do a mod on it. Didn't I do a mod on it? I'm pretty sure I did. Everybody's like, whoa, Walcom, you were looking big sexy until you leaned back like that. Oh, my eyes. Others are like, joke's on you, I'm into that. There's a mommy somewhere that thinks I'm handsome. Luckily, I already have a wife, so I don't have to worry. There's somebody that will love me. I need a barrel. Almost fired that. I wonder where that dart's still in the dart gate. This is the HS Strike T1. Strike, not strike. Are you threading in? Yeah. I sure hope you're in there. Anyway. Oh God, did that even fire? Did I just downgrade the spring somehow? It didn't fire. Might have screwed up something somewhere. I don't know what's going on. I think trying to screw that barrel down. I don't think the barrel actually got screwed down. That's the wrong part about this barrel. Yeah, there's definitely a jam now. Do we just... that's bad. Okay. How do I fix that? I definitely shouldn't have done that. It's not in the shell. Yeah, I need to have something long and pokey. I mean, I have stuff, it's just, it's not here. I have to walk over to the shooting bench, which is normally where we have the jams. Behold, something long and pokey. Honestly, it being in the shell wouldn't even be that bad of a thing. But I think when I was trying to screw that barrel in with a dart in there, it did not appreciate that. Oh, did the dart... Oh, it's right there. Oh! Crunchy. Oh, very crunchy. All right, let's try that again. This time with feeling, although it honestly sounded weaker. Why do you have so many threads? Come on. Work with me now. Come on. Okay. Okay, I mean, that fired a dart, but I think I just wasted all of my time. This should be hitting like, I think 220s. I feel like it's hitting like 100. Hopefully I'm just having an off day and it's doing amazing. These are not brand new darts. $225. $250. $239. Okay, yeah, that's an upgrade spring. $227. Okay. All right, well, yeah, I'm just having an off day. Cool. Where the hell did the pump go? Okay, here's 3 of the pump screws. Don't tell me I lost a pump screw. Oh my God, I might have lost a pump screw. Oh, I didn't. Oh. So the real tech is that back. So the pump works as a foregrip. Like it still slides, but then, I just almost did it. Then you can pop this, if you prime this back anyway, you can pop this over the thing. So now the pump works with the bolt. As long as you don't turn and lock the bolt, you got yourself the pumpy bolty. That's not the best pump in the world. It's kind of slick. It doesn't agree with me all that much. I might have to put some grip tape on this because this is pretty slick. You know what? I'm not going to convert it back to pump right now. We are going to pop that back. And there we go. There's our bolt action. Honestly, I feel like bolt action's better for this thing anyway. There's a 5-round white mag that goes with this thing too. I'm not sure where it is right now. I feel like this setup could have been out of the box had they wanted to do that, but yeah, okay, so we can get like 230s. Wait, it was doing 200s before, I'm pretty sure. Actually, I can check. Just drop everything. Where's the Jigglypuff phone? There's a Jigglypuff phone. I can check. Oh, right. Oh, my friend's gonna finally try Windrose. Crap, I need to play Windrose with him now. What was I doing? Being a useless piece of crap. Bolt pump. Yeah, so before it was hitting 185s, 193, 187. So that spring upgrade is actually pretty massive, and it barely feels any harder to use at all. Oh yeah! Ugh, I gotta find the dirt. The pump bolty. Oh, it was already primed. Yeah, that's groovy. Again, that's without a B-car on it though. B-car probably murders it. How's the Ling Long? It's pretty okay. The Ling Long is not as good as the Grain Rain. The Ling Long is more fun than the Grain Rain. The Ling Long, I'll go grab it if you want. Excuse me. What time is it? I have a watch on. 6:30? Oh my God, the helmet fell off the stand. All right, there's that. I'll go grab the Ling Longy. I need to do the video on that, but it's part of my next series, which hopefully I can film this week. Okay. So here is my own personal Ling Long. I did change out the barrel. This barrel was the original. I put this purple one on so I could put on a B-car. And if you don't know why this thing is cool, allow me to demonstrate. That's how you prime it. And then you put a dart in there like so. Now it's ready to rock. You lost the helmet. And also, the grip looks like that. So If you're one of those peasants with massive hands, I hope you have a massive something else to compensate for it, because this is like an extension of my body. Problem with the red dot. It's cool I could put the red dot on it. I had to print out a thing for it. The problem is that because it's not angled slightly, it's like impossible to sight in for, you know, 20 feet, 22 feet. But yeah, this is how a ling long do. So this is not, even though it has a fantastic grip, the trigger is unfortunately just okay. And that really hurts the precision you can put out. Triggers in Nerf, I think, need a lot more attention, because without a good trigger, it makes that pullback not great. And it will throw off your aim every time. Can't flip it closed, it's not heavy enough. And that's a shame. It's not terrible, but it's not great. So out of the box, this thing can't take a B car. And it's kind of expensive, but compare this to like a lot of other break actions. I feel like this is one of the fastest to use. This thing slaps. It is so easy to use, and I kind of freaking love it. I just wish I had like a slightly angled, and I have this file, maybe I could edit it slightly so I can give it like a little bit higher and a little bit down angle. Been dreaming of a blaster like that for years. No, dude, it's actually pretty good. Like, I'm not saying I can't remember where I came from with this one. 171. That's with AF Pro. Wasn't even a good AF Pro. I just say, like, compared to the Grain Rain, which is kind of like the gold standard, it's just not as good. It's way faster to use, and it is accurate enough. But if you want it to be better than the Grain Rain, I think you have an uphill battle. However, I just hit the name tag on my frickin' and it popped off. Damn it. I have to re-glue that now. It's really good. I don't remember. If this thing is like $100, totally. I think it's like 130, 150. Let me look it up. Yeah, it's like 140. I'm not saying you can't enjoy it for that, and there's really nothing else like this out there, but you can't even put a B car on it out of the box. This is the first time where it's like, I think this is definitely, you have to love it. And the biggest problem with that is the grip. You have to have a hand that can handle this grip, because it feels like an extension. If this had the trigger of the Grain Rain, this would be so much better. God, that's a thumbnail right there, isn't it? Or like this or something. However you want to do it. Like, because this is the Olympic pistol. I'll do this video soon. I'm going to do all these. I got so many weird blasters, like this thing. Have you seen this one yet? This one is so good. And thankfully, I have time to play with these things, right, before I do videos. So I tend to get, a lot of people think this is like a pump action. That's the bolt. You can swap this to the other side, but this is the bolt. The problem is the bolt actually locks. So you can't just grip it and rip it, or else you'll never be able to close the breech. So it's got a return spring on the barrel. So when you prime it back, It has a slide lock. When you prime it back, you can let it go, and that should prime it. The thing is, if you're holding it horizontally or you're holding it like this, it won't close. I found out if you just point it down, works every time. And this thing hits like 220. It's awesome. And I think it's like $100. Like this, the downside, like it's weird, right? The downside is the magazines, although they are literally worker, like angled talons, I think. Yeah, they're angled talons. I'm pretty sure they are. Yeah, it has to be. Nightingale mag. The magazine catch and everything's on the bottom. This is all custom. And you can tell there's a custom follower in here, and they slightly cut down the lip. It's not unusable, and if you buy one, buy like one extra mag. It's got witness holes in the grip so you can see how much ammo you have left, like, and it's got a thing on the turnaround. So this is the turnaround right here on the side, this bulbous piece. You can adjust the airflow to lower or rise the velocity. This is cool. This is legit like one of my favorite things I've gotten in a long time. This thing's cool. On the bottom, like like an old school, like an old timey service pistol from the World Wars Ones. This thing's awesome. It's just like some people are like, oh, it's just a pump action. No, it's not. If you try to grip it and rip it, it just won't work because you can't close the breech. It'll get in the way. Just enough. I couldn't put every B car on the end of it, which is why I use this one. This one works. I think the silver one has the clearance. All the other ones, you'd have to use like the Dart Zone one or something because there's a shroud here. Jingje 2.0 or Grain. They're two different blasters. The Jingje, the Awaken 2.0, hits harder, is faster to use, and is a lot of fun. The Grain Rain, if you have like a target under 170 feet or 170 FPS, like if you're playing at 170 FPS and you want to use something that's the most accurate blaster I've ever used, as long as your darts are good, it's the Grain Rain. The Grain Rain just wins. It's so accurate, but it's maxed out at like 170. That mag incompatibility. Man, never get into airsoft or any kind of firearms ever because they all have different mags and nobody cares. Here's a great example. Here is the Wolver. This has its own mag. You can print out a tiny piece that just takes 2 little screws that'll let you convert a standard mag into a Wolver mag. It's reversible. You don't have to keep it on there. This sucks though, compared to this. These mags are awesome. And there is a double, like a stacked banana mag, not a banana mag, but a side-by-side that you can print that would work with 2 of these mags, which I really want, but I only have 1 of these mags. But this blaster, I think is $150 for the hardware kit and the printed parts. But it is an open source blaster, so you can buy just a hardware kit. This thing rocks. It's just, if you, like, because one of my favorite blasters is the Javelin M4X, right? The Javelin Max. This has, although you can put whatever, it's Picatinny, put whatever you want right there. It's got a bolt, you can use the bolt, but this grip right here is perfect. And this blaster, the one I have right here, hits like, I think 220s. And it is so freaking smooth. The trigger kind of sucks, but the prime, you can see how smooth that is. Awesome. It also has an actual safety like an AK. And the funny thing about the safety is when the safety's closed, you can't actually prime the blaster. Won't let you. I love this blaster, but, and it's always gonna come up, and this is where it's like, and we talked about this earlier, where it's like, don't forget where you came from. That's about 150 bucks for the 3D printed parts and the hardware kit, and then you have to spend a not insignificant amount of time building it. And that is a ordeal. Building this thing, I couldn't find my calipers to measure all the hardware, so I really just kind of winged it, and it worked. But putting this thing together without having like a ruler or something to measure every pin and screw is a challenge. And even then, dude, if you're ever gonna build one of these things, I'll save you a bunch of trouble. This part, the catch for the stock, right here, you can put that in backwards, and if you do that, you gotta take so much of this blaster apart to flip that around and slide it in. That sucks. But this is, I say it's worth it. If you don't need more than like 220 FPS, you want something that looks and handles really well. The grip is a brick. Dude, it's just a brick. It works. I love this thing. Honestly, I really like this. That's a B car, by the way. This is so rad. It's got bearings in it. You can put whatever you want on it, but this looks like an oil suppressor. I love it. I really like this one. Any chance I'd get to use it, I would. And check YouTube before I check my response to my comments when I get to the site, so I don't miss out on the awesome live chat. What up, Walcom? Hey, big emu gamer. That is a handle. Nice to see you, man. Thanks for coming out. Oh, God. A to the K. The funniest part is like, what is that? Is it an AK-47? Is it a 74U? Is it an RPK? Is it an AS Val? What kind of AK is it? Hey, Low Bunny. I have a Swift. Well, there you go. I'd argue the Swift you could upgrade from pretty easily now, but if you don't want to blow a bunch of money, why upgrade? There's nothing wrong with the Swift. It's just like, but there are better blasters now. Arguably, the upgrade to the Swift is the Harrier. I'd use this over a Harrier. Granted, the Harrier can hit harder. I have a weird bolt action. I don't even know the name of it. It's a Kunlun Light. It is longer than a Kunlun, but it's far lighter. And it's really nice to prime. And it hits really hard and it's really accurate. I know, but it's like, it's still kind of got the same body going on, you know? Any old mods for a sharpshooter tune? Nah, not really. MU? Nah, I'm gonna say emu. Big emu. Work! Airsoft and real steel is a different story. In NERF, we have used the N-Sark Talon mags. Airsoft and firearms is a much bigger investment, whereas getting extra mags isn't a problem. Man, Limes, I don't want to call you out, but there's some serious dumb in that sentence, my friend. See, here's the thing. These blasters are so much cheaper, and the mags are so much cheaper. Having multiples, even if they go to a blaster that's non-standard, it's like, it's not breaking your bank. You know, like a firearm, you could buy it, like a bad example, but you know, you buy like some kind of 45, depending on the 45, a spare mag can cost you 60, 80 bucks, right? For like 9, 12 rounds, depends on the mag. A NERF mag, you buy the blaster for whatever, 130, whatever it happens to be. Then you buy the mags. I think these are, the mags of this thing are actually like 20, 30 bucks because they got a lot of printed parts on them. But like, oh, I don't like angled, or I don't want to buy angled, I don't want to buy a blaster because it uses angled talons and not standard talons, but I love the blaster. My brother, just spend the extra 30, 40 bucks to buy 5, 6 more mags and you're good. You're golden. You know what I mean? Like, it's still less than the price like of one. Like some airsoft mags are like, you know, the minimum you find them for is like 20 bucks, 25 bucks. Like buying 3 Talons for that price isn't a big deal. And to be fair, I don't necessarily agree with all these mags have to be different, but I would also say that I don't think workers are the only option. I think somebody can do slightly better. I have, for one, a big affinity for mags that use the constant force springs, as opposed to these things which get tangled all the time. You know what I mean? Do you have any HPA blasters? Yeah, I have a Milsig M79 or whatever it's called. What are your opinions on Chinese knockoff Carney Ricks? I didn't see those. I didn't know they made knockoffs. I'd like to see it. Purely for research purposes. So, unfortunately, with things like that is like, if the Chinese take your blaster design and rip you off, that is a thing. But if they make your product better and more accessible, it's super hard to be like, and yeah, nobody's ever gonna do that. It sucks to say that, but it's definitely the truth. I'm not saying I condone it, and if they're just inferior and they're just knocking them off, yeah, that sucks. But I have seen sometimes where it's like, it's a Chinese knockoff that's better. What's it hitting now? This is hitting about 230s, which is pretty good. Those ZWQs, yeah, exactly. Bake hit the nail on the head right there. The ZWQ mags are so much better than Talon mags. Oh, I love the ZWQ mags. They got a 20 rounder coming out. I mean, I need to get a couple of those. Like, I'll use the 20 rounder ZWQ mags over like anything else out there. Like, why would I ever use, you know, a standard Talon mag ever again? Other than color matching purposes, it's like, even this mag design is like, what, 10 years old now? We can do better. I feel like it's not entirely fair to constantly compare blasters to a 10-year-old magazine standard. Like, arguably, katanas could have been better. They're smaller. And they were like, what? Weren't they reversible? Have you seen the Fenrir? Yeah, I've seen all of his stuff because they're all open source. I saw them all in Principles. I don't know how I feel about most of them, but I do like the Wolver. Yeah, but double stack mags are bigger and they might have more points of failure when it comes to feed. I don't know. I've never used one of Moose's new mags. I might not never get the chance to. But like, if they're really just better in every way, then yeah, they should be the standard. But even then, they're twice the size. You know? So, like, there's limits. Like, you can't, there's no blanket option, is what I'm trying to instill upon ye. Like, there's always room for improvement. What's my favorite shooting game? Guns, the Duel. Currently hot gluing a build, getting ready to permatex. I don't know what that is. I'm talking 50 rounds one. Sure, I understand that, but there's always trade-offs. There's always trade-offs. I have not used Moose's mags, so I don't know. But if they don't work flawlessly, you have a twice as big mag that could lead to more problems. Also, compatibility. How many blasters use Moose's mags? It's a fair shake. I don't know because I don't have one. I've said that like 8 times. If I ever get my hands on them, I'll be able to say something. But I don't have $300 to throw at Moose for another pump action magazine fed Springer that, let's face it, isn't going to get the views because nobody cares about pump action magazine fed Springers. That sucks. I hate saying that, but it's the truth. Nobody cares. It's my favorite blaster in my background. It's probably my X-Shot long shot skins, but I do have a Supermax 2000 and a Supermax 5000. Probably the Supermax 2000 in box. But yeah, also my Red Strike Vulcan complete in box and my sealed clear Vulcan in box. Red Guardian, don't take this wrong, but no matter how good you think they are, I'm not going to take your word for it. I have to have it for myself to try. I'm hoping it makes the new flintlock blaster. Hopefully it's a blunderbuss. That would be cool. I didn't mean that as a put down, but like you should... I'll be happy to know that you think they're good, but I have way more experience than you. So obviously I would like to be, I have more things to compare it to. Moose does really good work. So there's no reason for me to think they're bad, but it's one of those, like, if it really is just the best, then yeah, every blaster going forward should use Moose's mags. A horse artillery pistol. I don't know what you call that. I've been looking for an extra short dart mags. The proper adapter for the short dart released for my recently acquired X-Shot Long Shop Springs for extra short dart. Well, I mean, X-Shot sells their short dart mag separately, but it should work with any Talon style mag. And drums. My Long Shot Pro, I thought this is a red variant. I would have loved to have gotten the Pac-Man variant. I don't have a Pac-Man one. I've never seen it on store shelves. I need to get one. The Dominator mags, the Worker Dominator mags, would work good with specific darts. It loved super darts. Oh my god, did it love super darts, because those have tiny heads. Check TJ Maxx for the Pac-Man long shots. I think I have one nearby. What screwdriver is that? This is a Hoto screwdriver. They're like 40 bucks. I think I got this on an Amazon sale 5 years ago for like 12 bucks. And it's been great. You can hang a door with this thing. It's stupid. It's bigger than some other ones, but yeah, it's got the torque. And then just look for extra long Phillips head bits. They're like 10 bucks. I mean, this thing's pretty beat up. It's had a time, but yeah, it's worked good for me. I'd buy a second one. If you're gonna buy one, use my Amazon affiliate link. It's in the description. Sounds like an uphill battle, Ethan. That's a lot of failure points. Fully 3D printed worker mags. I have a couple of 3D printed mags that work fine. They're fine. They're not as durable, obviously. But if you're printing it, I assume you can reprint it, therefore it's not a big deal. I have a Vendetta. I personally don't like taking blasters like this and slapping 3D printed stuff on it, because if you do that, you have to treat it like every other 3D printed blaster. But this blaster right here, I don't have to treat like a 3D printed blaster, if that makes sense. So, you know, I'm good for it. I don't want to have to treat this like a 3D printed blaster. So it's like, oh, I can 3D print out a different foregrip, but then I have to treat it like a 3D printed blaster, and I hate that. Meanwhile, I love the Wolver. That's all 3D printed, but I have to treat it like a 3D printed blaster. There are mags that use printed springs. They use PETG for the spring, and they work pretty good. I have a couple. They were like 10 rounders, but they worked fine. I wouldn't want to use them in a full auto flywheeler, but they work fine. Have you seen the glitch on the price of the Fury X on Amazon right now? I haven't. What's the glitch? Is it super cheap or super expensive? Nerf arrow rounds? Are you talking about like the Rebel arrows? They're not great. They're fun, but they're not great. Okay, I don't think that's a glitch. That could be like they sold out, like Amazon isn't selling them right now, and that person listed it because it's a marketplace. Anybody can sell on Amazon. So somebody else could just say, okay, well, it's $51 now. And if that's the only option to buy one, that's the only option to buy one on Amazon, so they'll sell. That's not a glitch. Have you heard of Mouse PI for Hire? Yes, I literally wishlisted that game when it was just called Mouse. Did I buy it? I haven't, just because it's a $30 game and it's like 12 hours long. I'll wait until it's like the cost of a sandwich. So I'm looking at it, I'm waiting to get it. I waited a long time for the game to come out. I can wait another, half a year or so. What do you think about Pariah? I don't know what that is off the top of my head. Ugh, I am gonna wind things down. I managed to lose one of the pump screws anyway. I'm pretty upset at myself. Like, it's not stuck to my mouse or anything. Yeah, I managed to lose one, which is super disappointing. They're just a standard M3 screw. The Doom Cannon should be out soon. I just got to the hut pulling an all-nighter fixing someone else's audiobook. Oof. Well, hopefully you're being paid handsomely for that, Steve. Isn't $30 the cost of a sandwich? You're not wrong. It was Ross Scott that made the I don't buy a game until it's the price of a sandwich. And yes, it's pretty expensive. Even if I go to like Subway, God help me, and I buy a sandwich, even like a foot-long steak, it's still like 16, 17 bucks. That being said, I can buy the stuff to make the sandwich, which I do. Shaved beef at Safeway right now, and a pound of it is $8. It's pretty cheap for steak, to be honest. It's already shaved. So a pound of that's $8. You get an onion, $1, pepper, $1. You get some cheese, $2 for 9, 10 slices, and a roll, which is $1.50. And then you have a delicious steak sandwich. And if you buy that stuff, well, the pound of meat with the onion and the pepper, that's enough for like 3, maybe 4 nice foot-long sandwiches. So that's what I've been doing. It's actually like really cheap, easy to make, very cheap, very, very delicious. It's not that bad, Classic. It's not great, but it's not that bad. Better is just buying a dough ball, like a pre-made dough ball from the store. Buy the dough ball, take it out, slap it in a bowl or something, mixing bowl, whatever you got, let it proof on the counter for an hour, come back, it's all puffed up, take it, roll it, slap it, make a pizza. And it's like $1.50, $2 for a dough ball. What kind of bags does that pretty thing use? What pretty thing, Red Guardian? You got like a minute. But other than that, thank you very much for watching my live stream. I do these live streams every Saturday night starting at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And this last week, I'm trying not to do the every other week thing, but I had friends over and, we were drinking and having a great time. This uses custom, it uses a worker mag, but it's got custom 3D printed stuff with the latch on it, so you'd still have to buy spares. Well, thank you, General Strife. The Discord's where you can always see us, so link's on the screen right now. I'm sure Classic will post it. Classic's been really good about that. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Bye!